So the other day, I gave my wife a challenge. Can you do anything with these?
I can try.
Okay, thanks, Han. Boom. So while I figure out how I'm going to fit these, you guys can watch how she made them.
So David has given me the sun flaps to try and recover, and my plan is to do some embossing on these to see if it works. Right now, David has printed this out, so the Scott Rods logo, and what I'm thinking is that we'll try and emboss it onto the back of the sun flap, so that when it's open you'll be able to see it through the window, and when it's closed you'll be able to see it on the roof. So that is the plan. So first thing I need to do is try and get the cover off of this and see what's underneath. It's got some sort of polythene underneath, or I don't know what it is, foam, some sort of hard foam underneath. So I'm going to remove all of that cover. Okay, so the cover is off. It's just a foam sun flap. There's glue down there. And the bit with the mirror has a plastic cover on it. So I'm just going to pull that off as well. I'm going to have to use my knife and cut it off, so that we have that extra bit, and I can use that to fold the cover back under, so that should help. So next step, I have crafter's foam. So it's just foam sheets, just got them from Walmart, nothing exciting. And all I'm going to do is trace around this one to make the same shape as my sun flap. Do that now. So the next step is another bit of foam, different colour this time so that we can see them, and whatever your logo is or the thing that you want to stick out on it. So I am, first of all, make sure you can see, I'm going to glue this on. Now if you had paper clips or some sort of clips, that would work just as well. It's really just to hold it in place so it doesn't move. Honestly, paper clips would probably be better. It's really just to keep it in place, because you don't want this to move once you start. Right, so for the next bit, we need a craft knife, smaller one than the big one I was using earlier. A fine blade, because you're going to want to hold it like a pencil. And not that I'm bothered about this surface, but if you are, I would put something down, because you're going to use a craft knife on it, so you don't want to scrape up your table. Okay, so then we're going to basically cut out the logo, right? So I'm going to take my glasses off because I can see better without them. And I'm just going to very carefully cut around the edges, all the way around. And I'm cutting hard enough that I'm cutting through the paper and the foam. Okay, so now that it's all cut out, we can take the paper off carefully because we might need to refer back to it. Just pull this stuck down, but it doesn't stuck hugely well. There we go. And hopefully, so now you can see the logo's all cut out. And now what I need to do is peel out the bits that I want to keep for the embossing. So I am going to take away this outer layer and take away the inner layers there and keep what was black on my logo. Right, so now I'm going to use my craft knife to pick out all these wee extra bits. So I have picked out all the individual bits. See there, you can use that again later. And you'll notice that there's some of these pieces are kind of inside pieces like this. Don't worry about that, we're going to glue that all together later. So I've got them just in roughly the right place so I know where they go. And the next step is to glue this onto the purple bit that we cut out the same shape as the sunflower. So now I'm going to transfer this onto there, and this time we're going to use some crafting cap on spray glue stuff. So this stuff goes everywhere and it's very sticky. So just going to all that. Some of this. Oh, sticky already. We need to think about where we want this. I think I want to put it reasonably near the bottom, and I need to make it straight. Okay, push that down, and then we need to put these little pieces on. Sweet guy goes here. Not instant stick, this stuff, it kind of lets you position stuff, which is quite good. Oh no, that's wrong way around. That's better. And we've got the centre of our O. There. This is the bottom of the T's. Put there. And another O. And this must be the middle of that D, which goes there. Oh, need to watch that bit as a bit off. How does that look? Not bad. Lastly, the R. Pretty good. Right, now the fun begins. Okay, so over here, got more glue. I also have a hairdryer and a bit of vinyl that I have cut slightly bigger than my sun flap. Right, so what we're going to do, put that aside, we're going to cover this in glue. I'm going to put some glue onto the back of the fabric also. I'm going to stick that on there, and then we're going to use the hair dryer on it to heat it up. I'm just going to get everything else out of my way here. Okay, because this is going to be messy. Right, so glue, glue, hair dryer. Again, we need to position the fabric reasonably carefully because once this is down, it's down. I'm going to cut round it for the sun visor anyway. Let's go with that. Okay, now hair dryer. Now hopefully that's warm enough. If it's not, then we can heat it up again. But all I'm going to do is push my logo in. I'm going to push down. Hopefully you can see our logo starting to appear. I need to work fast while it is warm enough. Just use your fingers to push all the way around the logo and into the center bits. See that starting to take shape. You just need to keep working at it. Make it stick and stay. You can, if you want, use a little tool to push it in. I honestly find it just as easy just to use your fingers though. There's the finished result. So the logo now embossed in. So you could, if you wanted a more definite look than this, you can use cardboard rather than foam to do your stenciling. And also you could use thicker foam if you wanted something that stands out a bit more. Right, so for this one, I am going to leave that to dry, and I'm going to use the bit that I took out, the inverse bit, actually to do the other sun flap. So that is how you do embossing with vinyl. So as I said, here's the other one. So this is the inside works that I've pulled out from the last time. And I'm going to do this one on the other sun flap, and I'll show you again what it is so you can see again. So it's exactly the same process. I'm going to put glue on here, glue on my bit of fabric, put them together, use the hair dryer, heat them up, and then push the fabric in with my fingers. there is the second one. So this is the one using the out the way sections rather than the in the way sections. So this one I need to also leave to dry. So this is the back section where the mirror goes. I have cut out a hole and plastic bit that we took off earlier on, I just glued in place and folded all the edges round. So that's basically the other side. And now we have this one. And I have drawn round where I need to cut on the back, pen. I'm just going to cut that out. And then these two bits get sewn together to make a sleeve. I had to change the design around the mirror. This plastic thing was just rubbish. You can see there, I don't know if you can see, but the previous thing was heat welded onto it or something. Clearly made in a manufacturing press. So I threw out that idea. I just did a little decorative stitch around it, and it's just sitting there, it's not glued or anything at the moment. The other thing that I have added is I added a seam all the way around this side, and then I folded it over, drew a line, and added a seam all the way along that side. And now I'm going to fold that under, hard to do with one hand, sorry, and then hand stitch all the way along to seal this up, and that should be our cover done. So needle and thread time. So there we go, hand stitched all the way along. And that should be us done.
So there we go, custom sun flaps courtesy of my wife. And I even managed to fit them, albeit temporarily. Let me show you. So there they are, tucked up out the way. Now I do still need to make a plate to go along here, and obviously I've got headliner to go. But that'll be roughly where they're going to go. So as you can see, you see the logo from the underside, not that you would care, but the idea being that when they fold down, you still get to see the logo, and if it's pushed forward like that, you'll see the logo from outside, albeit that it's a bit of reflection today, but you will see them. Fantastic. So, huge thanks to my lovely wife. Again, I suppose I should maybe wash your car or something, make up for it. Anyway, I know Ilse is working on floor mats, so stay tuned for that one. Meanwhile, I'll get back to work. Thanks for watching. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.